So I am currently in California because of YouTube, and that's really cool. It is because I make a lot of boring videos. When I talk about boring videos, I'm talking about videos that are useful and solve a certain person's problem. So the reason that I ended up in Cali is because I was invited onto the Minimalist podcast because Joshua from the Minimalists, he saw my videos, my boring videos about why floor sleeping could be the thing that helps your back, helps you to sleep better, helps keep your spine in alignment. And he watched a bunch of them. He also watched some other creators like Mike Chang, other people in the floor sleeping space. I don't think there's like a lot of us, but I'm prolific. I made so many boring videos that somehow it got on his radar and it helped him solve his problem. And he sleeps a lot better now. His pain has resolved, and it's because of my boring videos. And that's why I got to be on his podcast yesterday. And so it's just wild. I'm not saying that you should just make boring videos because somebody famous might see them and then invite you on your podcast. No. I'm just saying that we can't discount the importance of informational videos that they solve very specific problems. They answer very specific questions. They're not meant to go viral, but they are very helpful to people, certain people that have a certain issue. The good thing about boring videos is that they have a lot of staying power. They're going to live on YouTube forever. They're going to be searchable. And then YouTube is connected to the Google, so you also could show up in the Google. It's just amazing the opportunity that's available just by making these types of videos and putting them out there to share with others. I mean, like 8 years ago, I got into minimalism because I had watched the minimalist videos that were popping up on the YouTube. I also read some other books. So this was a whole full circle moment. I'm still processing it. It was so nice to be able to clear out all the stuff in my life that didn't really matter, because it wasn't only physical clutter, it ended up being also mental clutter. And then having that space to then be able to create, to do more for myself, to start a YouTube channel, to be able to share my life with others, to share what has helped me with others, and then know that somehow it's been able to help a lot of people. And then it happened that one of the people that was helped was someone that helped me all those years ago, just by having their content out there. I've been having a lot of full circle moments in this past, I want to say the past year or two. I think my first full circle moment was being able to learn more about minimalism and real estate from Gabe Bolt, and then later on learn how to do better YouTube because of him. And now I get to help him in coaching other people on how to do the same. Like that was my first like big full circle moment, which happened like a year ago. And it's still surreal to me. I still don't know how all of that played out, but I'm very grateful because it's very fulfilling to be able to now help other people to do the same. Then another person I looked up to, Dan Coe, like his stuff really just changed my mindset and helped me to believe that I could change my life in 6 to 12 months. So I like binge watched his YouTube stuff for like several months on end. That was all I would like watch or listen to. And then like at the end of last year, somehow I got the opportunity to talk to him on a video call. I basically got to beta test his software. There were some hiccups along the way, but then they came out with something and I use it every day now for helping me to write my content. It's really good. It's called eden.so. I can put a link below. But that was another full circle moment for me. Never would I have thought that I'd have the opportunity to actually like literally message him on Slack and just say thank you and tell him about how his content really helped change my life. And I'm not even his target avatar. I'm like 20 years older than his target avatar. But it's still, his stuff really still helped me. It helped me to know that I could redesign my life at any age. And that's what I did. I just believed it and then I made it. Somehow all the stars aligned. I think when you really put it in your mind that you want your life to be a certain way, your brain conspires to find those opportunities to make it so. I really believe with all my heart. I've seen it time and time again. Now with this latest thing and getting to be on the podcast of the Minimalists, like I'm just super, super grateful. I'm super grateful. Um there's just no words. There's no words for everything that I've been able to experience now as a result of YouTube. And it's wild because like there really was a time like a year and a half in where I quit for a while. I took a break because I just didn't know how to make money on YouTube. I hadn't learned the things that would actually move me forward. I hadn't learned those yet. But something inside of me told me to try again. And I'm so glad that I listened to that voice because as a result, my life is completely different. And it's hard to work towards something that you can't necessarily see. But what I've learned is that a part of the process is just like who you become, like along the way. You become a different person whenever you're doing something hard and challenging, something outside of your comfort zone. You have to be a certain person to be able to do that, to be able to keep moving forward, because it's not easy. You don't see the end in sight necessarily, but you know that there is a possibility it could happen. And so you kind of move forward with this audacity in a sense, right? You have to. You have to know like, oh, if this is possible for them, why not me? And that's the question that I've been asking myself, or I've been always reminding myself of over this past like year and a half. Like, why not me? If they can do it, why can't I? If I can do it, why can't you? Why can't you? It's too easy to be like, oh, this isn't the right time. I've got my kids. I've got bills to pay, mouths to feed, all of that. I was right there with you. And then even people are like, oh, well, you're lucky. You have a husband. He has an income, all of that. Yes, okay. We all have different advantages or disadvantages. But the question is, do we have 30 minutes a day? Do we have an hour a day or every other day just to get a little closer to where we want to be? It doesn't seem like a lot in the moment. Sometimes I think people think that you have to have this grand gesture, right? Like you have to be able to devote 4 hours a day of grinding to be able to reach some goal, especially when it comes to YouTube. You have to, like anything less, it's not enough. It's like you have to quit your job and go all in or else you just can't do it. No, no, no. You need to know, you need to learn what works. You have to get systems in place so you can save time. But then also, it's something that has to compound. You're not going to be good at anything when you first start. You have to get your hours in. You have to get your reps in. You have to take little steps forward. And you have to do it consistently enough, right? Like, as you learn, you implement, you try it out, get a little bit better each time, right? But you're not going to see progress for a long time. And most people stop here, right? When it still seems kind of flat. But if they had just kept going a bit longer, like something could have taken off. I mean, that's what I see with a lot of people, even myself. That's what I used to see. I used to think that I didn't have enough time. But then I was like, you know what? If I really want this, I can work on it a little each day. Instead of scrolling Instagram, instead of like going on Facebook or watching YouTube, consuming stuff, movies, whatever, I have a little time. I'm just acting like I don't. It's hard because we have all of these other life pressures, things that weigh on us, right? Things that we have to do every day. So there has to be a certain kind of like, you have to have some kind of sparkle. I don't really know. I can't think of the word right now, but there has to be some kind of like spark, maybe spark that allows you to keep going even when you don't necessarily feel like it. You have to remind yourself that any progress is better than no progress, right? Like any step forward, even if it's a small step, that's better than staying still. Because that small step forward, it gets you closer to your goal. It gets you closer to the finish line. But if we just stay in one spot because we don't feel like we have enough time. We don't have 2-3 hours a day. We don't, we don't have the same advantages as other people. That's just us hiding behind our excuses. Maybe part of it is being scared to fail. But I think I've just failed so many times in my life at this point that I was like, you know what? I don't have anything else to lose. Like, the thing that would just make me sad is if I had regrets on my deathbed. Yeah, I don't even know how I got here, but I'm just saying, like, you got to keep going. Like, I've been doing YouTube for 5 years with a break, like a year break in the middle there somewhere. But you have to like do the research, find out what actually works on here so that the work that you're putting into growing your channel is you're actually doing the things that move the needle. Because you can work hard, but you could be working hard on the wrong things. So if you want to do YouTube and be successful on it, for me, what helped me is just surrounding myself with other people that know what they're doing, and also other people that are on the same journey. And it sounds so cliche, but it makes such a big difference. Because in my real life, I don't know anybody who does YouTube. I know people that talk about wanting to do YouTube, but they've never pressed record. They always said they want to. They look at what I do and they're like, yeah, I want to do that. Like, I want to do that. I'm going to do it soon, this and that. But something always gets in the way. But online, you can connect with people from all over the world who are doing the YouTube, who are putting in their reps, who are trying to get better each day. Those are the people you need to be around. So at the very least, find a community. I know that's what has helped our students in the 5-hour YouTuber. Like, that's what helped me when I first started. I had a really sucky thumbnail and I put it in there and I thought it was the best thing ever because I was so clever. I was so clever. I'll put it on the screen, but like the first video that ever popped off, my initial thumbnail was me holding a saw. And I was about to saw off the legs of my regular desk to make it a floor desk, okay? In my mind, it was brilliant. But when I put that in the community, everyone was like, what is this? It's like too much thinking. And then my mentor, Gabe, he's one of the ones that answered. And he was just like, what if you tried a version where it's a very clean background. It's very minimal. And you're just sitting in front of your desk and you're looking away. You're not even looking at the camera and it's just nice and clean. What if you tried one of those? I took his advice, and then that was the first video that I ever popped off on my channel. It's like got up to like 200,000 views. And then I realized people are very interested in floor desks. And then I started making more content about floor desks. And now part of my affiliate empire is thanks to floor desks. That's the beauty of a community. That's the beauty of being able to get insights from people who know what they're talking about. It's about to overheat. The sun is starting to set, so I need to make sure I finish. So I need to finish up this video. But now I get the privilege to help Gabe coach other people on how to do YouTube better. And right now we have our year-long program where you get 12 months with us, with also not only us, Gabe's strategist, his editor. We're all in the community answering questions, giving feedback. The students inside, they're helping one another. We're encouraging each other to continue doing the things. And you can see within just like a couple weeks of joining, a lot of students already make significant progress in being able to make better content, to build a good foundation so then they can focus more on different ways to earn money, even with a small channel, and to get everything down to just 5 hours a week. So if you're still working full time, you can do that, like you can build it alongside of your regular job. You can build it alongside of raising your family, doing all the other things that you need to do in life. That's what the 5-hour YouTuber is all about. And it's just awesome to see all the ways our students are winning inside because they are doing the work. They're learning what works so that they can focus on the right things. We're opening the doors again just for this weekend. And yeah, if you are interested in learning more, there's a link in the description. I would love to see you guys in there. It's a great community, and that's what helped me to succeed on YouTube. And I want the same for you guys. So if you want to hang out with us in there for a year, it's a really good deal, especially like all the stuff you're gonna get. We have live calls like on a weekly basis at this point. We've got some in the morning, some in the evening. We do at least one Saturday call a month. We are doing our best to help students no matter where they are in the world. And we just have worked really hard to make this like the place to be for growing your YouTube the right way. So yeah, if you want to learn more, doors are open this weekend, and I will see you in the next one. YouTube says try one of these. Goodbye.